Okay, so we have the Samsung S22 Ultra, Apple Watch Ultra, and Ultra HD TVs. In the last few years, this word has become a popular way to describe a product at its best, and it's always accompanied by a hefty price tag, which rightfully so carries a heavy burden of customer expectation. You see, if you're going to call your product Ultra and give it a price tag to match, then it better be damn good. There's no denying that the S22 and Apple Watch Ultra are exactly that, but can the same be said about Revolut Ultra? Starting at £45 per month or £540 per year, it certainly has a price tag to match the name, but can it live up to expectations, and is the cost really worth it? Before I continue, if you like our videos, please consider subscribing. We're on course for 10,000 subscribers, and it would mean the world to me if you could help us achieve this amazing milestone. The best way to look at Ultra is to divide it into 3 categories of benefits: travel and international finance, lifestyle and spending, as well as investments. Let's look at travel first, and I'm going to compare a lot of Ultra's benefits to Metal because they do share similarities. So you'll get access to all of this, which includes unlimited fee-free currency exchange, free and unlimited airport lounge access, free international money transfers, and a range of travel insurances. Metal also gives you fee-free currency exchange, but you won't get entirely free international transfers. And while you should always check Monito.com before sending money, I am pretty confident that if you were to send internationally during the week with Ultra, you'd struggle to find a cheaper option. £2,000 of fee-free ATM withdrawals is also unique and a big step up from Metal's 800. Of course, it's important to remember that some ATM providers may still charge you a fee to withdraw, but Revolut does have this handy ATM locator to help you double check. The free lounge access is provided by DragonPass, and it's a pretty savvy interface. You just click lounges and you can search for an airport, and there are a lot available. You also get to see photos, opening hours, and the available amenities. There's even an option to add guest entries for the cost of £20, which is refundable if you don't use them. I think on the surface, this looks great. If you are someone that travels frequently and doesn't want to sit in a stuffy terminal eating Pret sandwiches, then you'll love this. Although I have read some criticisms of DragonPass, including this comment about being rejected from busy lounges. This isn't necessarily the fault of DragonPass, it's just the nature of the beast. These aren't airline-specific lounges, they are universally available, so they can get quite busy. But they also made an interesting point about paying for DragonPass outright. For £379 per year, which is $161 cheaper than Ultra, you could just get lounge access. So if that's all you're after, then you should probably go direct. But this also demonstrates a significant amount of value for just one Ultra benefit. And if you're going to make good use of all these travel benefits, then you're already getting a lot of value from this plan, and we haven't even got to the lifestyle benefits. We should also not forget the insurances, which are pretty much the same as Metal, except there is a new one called trip cancellation, aka cancel for any reason insurance. The headline here is that if you need to cancel a trip, whether it's trains, flights, or accommodation, then you are covered, which is somewhat true, but like any travel insurance policy, it must be scrutinized and unpacked. No pun intended. The policy is provided by a European insurer called Wacom, I believe it's called, and administered by Cover. And I found this article online that stated the plan and insurance cover promises to pay out within 24 hours, which is great. The policy document says you can get up to £5,000 back as long as you cancel for one of these listed reasons. And if your reason isn't listed, then you'll get up to £2,500 back. And I'll also link this below so you can have a look for yourself. Now tell me if you think this is confusing. Here it says that you'll get paid out as long as you cancel no later than a day before your trip. So does that mean you don't get paid out if you cancel on the day? Because if it does, then surely this reason about having a traffic accident on the day of traveling is void. I'm confused, which is pretty easily done, but I think this is a query for Revolut support and a good excuse for us to test their callback feature, which is an exclusive Ultra benefit. Hello. I'd like to ask you a question regarding the travel event cancellation insurance.
Yes.
It says that, wouldn't that be contradictory?
Yes, it may be a bit contradictory, but it may be also the same day. It would be still accepted.
It also took 7 minutes to receive a call, which is arguably slow, at least compared to Starling Bank and Chase UK, who have tested previously and spoke to within 30 seconds. The agent was polite though and somewhat helpful, although I did ask another question which he couldn't answer. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, of course.
I registered on the wait list and made a purchase and didn't receive 5% cashback. Do you know why?
Okay, that question may be out of my scope, unfortunately.
I think Revolut needs to train their agents so they can answer questions from multiple categories, but a question about cashback should be pretty straightforward to answer. Speaking of cashback, there was a period of time when if you signed up for the annual plan, you could get 5% cashback during your first month. But that's since ended, and because I'm a cheapskate and I signed up for the monthly plan, I just get access to Ultra's regular cashback, which is 0.1% in Europe and 1% outside of Europe, and up to 10% on any accommodation I book via Stays. I should also mention that this is the same as Metal, although you can earn far more as it's capped at the cost of the plan, so roughly £45 per month. Revolut Pro users, on the other hand, with Ultra can earn 1.2% on business expenses. Pro is for freelancers and it's basically a lightweight business tool built into the app that you can use to send invoices and track expenses. The cashback you can earn is also unlimited, but it's strictly for business purchases, which is outlined in the terms and conditions. So unless you have Pro and a lot of business expenses, cashback with Ultra is a bit underwhelming. I'd have liked to have seen a larger amount that's exclusive to Ultra and not just the same as Metal. What is exclusive to Ultra is the access to subscriptions, and this is where you could potentially derive a lot of value. So Revolut has partnered with a bunch of companies, including the FT, WeWork, ClassPass, and NordVPN. And by going through the app, you can access the products or services that these companies provide. I think in time, more partnerships will be added, but for now, this is what's available. I've also taken each one and tried to estimate its innate value so you could see what you can potentially save. And by using every subscription, you're looking at roughly £205 of value. For me, I was paying £35 a month for the FT's digital subscription, so that was something I can consider as a saving. It was also very quick and easy to open my new account with the FT, although you do have to share your company name and telephone number, which felt a bit invasive. WeWork passes in London on average cost £35 per day, so I calculated that this has the majority of the value for the subscriptions. Unfortunately for me though, I can't take advantage of this as I no longer live in London and the nearest WeWork is an hour away. And here lies the problem. If you live in a rural area, then you may struggle to make the most of WeWork and ClassPass. They might not even be available in your country. The same problem exists with the FT if English isn't your first language or you're just not very good at reading it, because it's not going to appeal to you. So Revolut, you need to add more partnerships because some may argue that these are geographically biased or just geared towards a certain audience. That's not to say there isn't something there for everyone. I mean, we could all use a VPN and a good night's sleep, but I do think there needs to be more, even if it's as simple as subscriptions from newspapers from other countries and in other languages. Now, Ultra does have a couple of spending benefits, although unfortunately they are the same as Metal. This includes purchase protection, event ticket cancellation, and refund protection. Again, it's a bit disappointing because there are parallels here between Metal and Ultra. This is probably unintentional by Revolut, but Ultra somewhat acts as an incentive for people to sign up for Metal because it demonstrates the amount of value that that plan has and for such a reduced price. Although you don't get the fancy platinum plated card, and I won't go into too much detail because we have a separate unboxing video that you can watch, but it is a very unique card. As you can see, it comes with the Ultra member insignia, which I think is really nice. My one concern is that after daily driving the account and card for the last couple of weeks, I'm already beginning to see it's getting some wear and tear. So if you do want to really preserve this card, then perhaps just use the virtual one, which entirely defeats the point of having a fancy platinum card. Something that's very important, which you have to consider, especially if you want to get the card, are the terms and conditions for canceling, or as Revolut calls it, downgrading. Now, this is really important, and I'll share this page in the description box below in case you want to read it for yourself. But here's the gist. If you downgrade within 14 days of starting your subscription, you'll get a full refund, as long as you don't get the Ultra card. If you get the card, you'll pay a fee of £50 if you choose to downgrade. So if you're not sure Ultra is for you, don't be afraid to trial the account. Just remember you have 14 days and make sure you don't get the card. After 14 days and within 6 months, people that pay monthly will have to pay an additional month as a break fee, and you won't get anything for that, although you won't be charged for the card. It goes on. Like I said, take a look for yourself, especially if you're unsure about this plan and whether it will be right for you, which leads us nicely onto who this plan is for. And that's somewhat specific. You see, Revolut's plans are a lot like your typical sales funnel. The standard plan is at the top and most attractive and popular, and as we go down, we have Plus, Premium, Metal, and Ultra at the bottom, which is the most niche. So niche, in fact, that this isn't for someone that's traveling just a few times a year or even 5 times. This is for someone that's regularly going from airport to airport, destination to destination, spending money in different currencies and time in different cities, preferably ones with WeWork and ClassPass. And it's the subscriptions that should play a big part in your decision as to whether you get this plan. Because if you can make use of them, you're going to derive a lot of value. But if you can't, then maybe consider Revolut Metal. You still get unlimited fee-free currency exchange, heavily discounted international transfers, a ton of travel insurance, and even a fancy Metal card. There are of course benefits unique to Ultra which you don't get with Metal that underpin the plan, such as free international transfers, 1.2% cashback with Revolut Pro, and the cancel for any reason insurance, which certainly has a lot of value. I tried to recreate a similar insurance product, which wasn't easy as this was specifically crafted for Ultra, but I did find this one in the UK from Stay Sure that costs £117 and gives you up to £5,000 in cancellation cover, although the deductible was £99 instead of $50 with Ultra. And of course, the more you travel, the greater the probability you'll need insurance like that. And that's why very frequent travelers could really benefit from Ultra, as long as you can make use of those subscriptions, which I'm convinced we'll see more of in the future, because right now, Ultra does feel a bit incomplete, and it's somewhat ignoring a large proportion of Revolut's customer base. For example, Romania has been hugely successful for Revolut, but there's no ClassPass or WeWork in Romania. The big question I want to ask you though is, do you see the value in this plan? Would you be able to break even with that £540 yearly fee? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you do want to sign up, please use the link in the description box below. That is an affiliate link, so by using it, you'll be supporting myself and the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.